Last time you mentioned that I always end up doing something at the beginning, so now I'm feeling pressure to do something at the beginning.
Okay, so speaking of pressure, Ben, not even pressure, you brought something to my attention that no one in my 38 years of life has ever done. But you said that I say types of stuff a lot.
Type of thing, type of stuff.
Type of thing, type of stuff.
Yeah.
I had no idea, and now every time I do it, I'm like,
I know, I noticed, and I was like, I feel so bad I brought it up.
no, this is, I'm so glad because I feel those are things that people don't tell you.
Yeah.
And I would love to know that.
Well, and I didn't tell you in a, shaming way.
No.
It was just, I don't even remember how it came up. It was like my lip smacking, my constant lip smacking that I hate about myself.
See, I didn't even know that I wouldn't peg you as a lip smacker.
I think it's specifically Marco Polo. When I'm sending videos, I'm like, here we go. And it's just,
See,
it's horrible.
You're able to see that for yourself because if you would have asked me in 100 years, like, what is one of your colloquial repetitions?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have none. This is interesting because you're very aware of those in other people. You're the impression guy.
I am the impression guy.
But can you turn that that high magnification microscope at yourself?
I think that's really hard to look inside the microscope at a
is.
piece of you that is also under the microscope.
It's true. I haven't tried it, but it's
Oh, dude,
hard.
synchronized drinking? What up?
Beautiful, beautiful work. Welcome to Roden Tomatoes. I'm Ben Roden.
I'm Brady Tomatoes.
This is a show where we talk about movies.
Magic and Muppets! I actually threw out the suggestion to watch Conclave. Who knows when this episode is going to be released, but the current time, May, what is this, 18th, 17th?
16th.
May 16th,
Walking it back to
2025.
16.
It is somewhat relevant to the current situation that the Catholic Church just went through. They went through a conclave. They selected a new pope who's from the U.S. of A.
Leo. What is his papal title?
I think it's Leo the 12th?
Pope Leo. Is he Leo 12?
Maybe.
Oh no, Roman numerals. XIV 14?
Oh, yeah.
Leo 14.
Leo 14.
This will come into the conversation with the movie, but apparently he chose that because one of the Pope Leos was over the Catholic Church during the Industrial Revolution.
Oh,
and
okay.
the current Leo sees his challenges as similar with the rise of AI.
It's an AI play.
It's an AI revolution.
Interesting.
I'm pumped about American Pope. I'm pumped about a Pope who's been to a White Sox game and grew up in Chicago and whose friend's called Bob. That seems like a cool Pope.
Yeah, we'll see. I wonder if the Catholicism will have an uptick in conversions in the United States now that there's an American Pope.
We do love America here in America.
Amen.
America-made Catholicism.
America-made Catholicism.
I was dreading this because I had
Catholicism sucks to say?
No, because I am really struggling to form words today.
Okay.
And I thought maybe I will have cleansed my palate, but no, it's going to happen. I can't even say Catholicism
It's
in
fine.
a podcast about a Catholicism movie.
Catholicism. So yeah, you just watched this last night.
I did. Okay.
Ooh, you have something.
This will kind of help us double dip, giving me a little soundbite and also explaining the circumstances by which I experienced this movie. I started this movie at the gym, which was a bad idea.
The perfect amp up
right?
film.
No, exactly.
A very
it's
slow burn.
A slow burn, dialogue-driven movie
Yes.
with a small cast of committed actors. Perfect place to perfect to watch at Vasa. So the opening of the film starts with Father Lawrence, Dean Lawrence, Ray Fiennes' character, approaching the Vatican, where the Pope has just died.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this very dramatic sequence of the Pope being sort of his body being prepared and whisked away to wherever you take the Pope's body.
Right.
And in the movie, there's this very minimal, kind of ominous orchestral score with these it makes it kind of feel like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't hear that over the gym music. How do you feel about beatboxing?
I mean,
just give me like a dance, like a oomph.
You want me to do that, right? And just lay something down.
And so what I want you to imagine is very lavishly produced film. These just gorgeous shots of close-ups of here's the wheels of the gurney. Here's the Pope's relaxed hands. You know, they're prying the ring off the signet ring off the Pope's fingers. Right. People are sad. But what I'm hearing is... I'm blue. This was my soundtrack coming through, and I had my little bone conduction headphones on, but I was just like, I don't think this is the effect the filmmakers were after.
Here's the thing, Ben. If you were to watch it with noise-canceling headphones, the exact same track is
that is remarkable. Remarkable coincidence. Anyway, so my intro to the film was very funny.
Yeah, very different.
I got through that first scene, and it ends on a shot of the Pope in this sort of body bag in the ambulance, and lights are flashing, and then
for a very long time.
Very long time, very ominous shot, and then in bright yellow, very strong typeface, Conclave, and I was like, I can't watch this at the gym, so I turned it off at that point, and then rewatched it at home. So you did, was able to experience it.
You did
fully.
Rewatch the beginning,
yes.
Okay,
yeah, but man, oh man,
what a way to.
I kind of want to upload that. I want to upload that and see what's the effect? How do people feel about this?
Yeah,
is it bold? Is it daring? We'd be like, wow, what an interesting choice they made to put blue.
Yeah,
for the soundtrack.
Maybe that can be one of our social posts. We'll say like music. Does it make a difference? and have Eiffel 65 blaring over the death of an old man.
Later on, when they're tallying votes, we're just playing the Benny Hill.
It would change everything.
It would.
Yeah, it was. So that opening scene, actually, that was one of the things I thought of. So there's a lot of messages I think they're trying to convey in this.
Yeah.
It's beautifully shot. You have the orchestra that you talked about. It gave me Sicario vibes because they just have
the low strings, and then they'll do these bring, these kind of thriller, almost sounding like orchestral hits.
Yeah,
it's super interesting.
It was It was a fun choice because of the music. I kept anticipating for something crazy to happen.
Me too.
It's the next scene.
Yeah,
that's when they're going to find out. But then it's just they're eating dinner.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. The music and even the font choice. Mm-hmm. It did feel like. Are we going to get A24'd all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Is something super violent going to happen? It couldn't because it
was
PG.
Rises from the dead, and
it felt like there was this feeling of unease that was interesting. I also thought this is a movie I could have seen made in the 90s, and it wouldn't have felt that way. It would have been we're going to put Anthony Hopkins in it, and it's going to really focus on faith, and it's going to be
sure.
I don't know. It felt like kind of a pulpy way to approach the story, which was fun. It made it more engaging.
A popey way?
Pulpy.
Oh, pulpy.
Pulpy and popey.
Yeah.
Papal pulp. That's the genre.
Papal pulp.
A pulpy pontiff.
Yeah, one of the... So I watched some people that reacted to this, and people that were I believe they're of the Catholic faith were kind of upset because of the ending. They're because it kind of goes against the general mainstream of Christianity. I think a lot of people use the Bible to justify their feelings towards the LGBTQ community, and so I can see how it generated that. So I think that was one of the themes. The other that I kind of pulled away from the film was this thought of traditionalism versus progress. That's kind of the main through line that I felt.
Totally.
You have the one Italian guy that wants to be Pope, and he just wants to bring everything back. He's I'm tired of trying to move the needle. We need to go back to tradition because that's what's important.
Yeah.
That's what was established. We need to stick with that. Versus the flip side is we need to people were fighting for progression because they didn't want to go back to a place that was harmful to other people. So I think that was a really interesting thing because we saw in that opening scene, you saw the traditionalism where everything is very you saw like what tradition meant up into a certain point.
Yeah.
Because they're like taking the ring off his finger and they're chipping the top off and they're putting a really gentle cloth on him and people are saying prayers around the dead Pope. And then he gets put onto a gurney and strapped down like he's cargo.
Yeah.
And then the sound really plays into this where you hear him just like, chunked into this ambulance.
Even kind of the slap of his body going down onto the stretcher, I was like, oh.
Yeah, it was just like
that
very
was a Pope
harsh.
slap. I wasn't ready for a Pope slap. I was expecting a more gentle papal impact than just he's like dead weight all of a sudden.
Yeah, I thought it was a very cool way to showcase that like death doesn't discriminate. Like all of these traditions and ways that not just the Catholic Church, but that we approach things as a society, like even the mantle that we place on people.
Yeah,
it all just kind of ends.
Yeah,
like, at the end of the day, this Pope that everyone was like very respectful of and stuff gets thrown into a gurney and chucked into a car.
Yeah,
and is just gone.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting. I felt the same thing. I really appreciated the way it juxtaposed super mundane things with all of like the ritual.
Oh, right.
It was so interesting to see like, okay, he's in these fancy vestments, but here he is in an elevator.
Yeah.
Or like these are just kind of these dingy, boring bedrooms that they're forced to stay in. Or like, I mean, there was a famous picture when Pope Francis died of like his bed, and it's like he had no belongings. So he's the figurehead of this symbol of wealth and sort of excess to some people, right? When you think of the Vatican, where it's just lofty,
it's very gaudy.
And anyway, so the way they played with contrast was super interesting.
And I think that's very true to. I mean, they tried to showcase kind of realistically what that looks like.
Yeah.
Because I felt the same way. It's like the inside of the rooms. They have just a very plain, like all these things, but then they get in with a very high tech, like beep 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 beep. And
they have the little key code to get in.
Yeah, the motorized drapes
shades.
And so it's just like very interesting, and all the ornate thing. Like everyone's wearing like 3 headdresses and a bunch of robes and a bunch of gold, and so it was just very fascinating.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I think, thematic significance in that, like the struggle between the real world and the traditions.
Yeah.
That as you mentioned before, kind of like that's the central conflict of the movie that was also kind of played out in how it was staged.
Yeah. Yeah, they kept revisiting it, even just like sequestering the cardinals. You had the bombs and stuff like going on outside, and there's like whatever, and they close they close everything. It's like, yeah, we gotta handle church stuff. That's what's important. We can't worry about the world. We got to handle about the church stuff.
Yeah,
because the church takes care of the world.
Yeah.
So it was very
interesting. That was super interesting. Like the thought I kept having is like, how can you expect these guys to have any idea what the world is like
right.
when this is the life they're leading?
Yeah.
And I like it very much focuses on a short period of time and them being sequestered, but it just feels like this is so separate from everything else that how could they possibly have their finger on the pulse of what people want or need?
Yeah.
This is super, super interesting. Especially growing up in a church where there was no paid clergy, where it's like, oh yeah, my bishop is my friend's dad. And it's like he goes to work, but it's like it's so different when this is a profession that is so separate from the rest of the world.
Yeah. I actually did draw a lot of the same conclusions. We both grew up in Utah, and so like the Mormon. But like, yeah, our local clergyman is just your neighbor, thing. But then there's the type thing counter. There's one.
Bing. We'll put a little counter.
A little ticker in the corner. The higher ups though in the church, I think as you get higher up, then, and I think maybe this is the case with getting to a place of authority, because I think celebrities are in the same vein. Like people really like a certain celebrity because they feel like, they're so relatable, type thing. Bing. They find celebrities so relatable until they get so famous that they need bodyguards, and then they can't go out among people, and then they become disconnected.
Well, it's sort of like I feel like we've sort of watched it with what it. I told you it's going to be rough.
So we got a Catholicism ticker, and then we got a kinds of stuff ticker.
Heavy birtation ticker. I feel like this has happened with Joe Rogan, where like he came to prominence as like, oh, he's a guy. He's like,
oh, right.
He's the man's man. And now it's like some of his takes are like, this is a pretty billionaire take that you have.
Right.
Like, you're like in an ivory tower gorging on elk meat, hanging out with Elon Musk. Like, you're no longer the voice of the common man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. Like in the Mormon church, it's the same thing. Like the further you go up in the hierarchy, the more insular your interactions become. And it's an interesting question. Like, how are you meant to speak for all these people when you are kept from these people?
Yeah, when you are siloed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a hard place to be in.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, personal safety, like, I understand why people have, bodyguards, because they're nutsos out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what an interesting place to be when you have to make decisions for people that you have no idea what they're going through. Yeah.
It's super crazy. And I was struck by like how sad the Pope's life is.
Oh,
and some like there you have to assume there's some fulfillment, and this movie very much makes it seem like a lot of these guys are here because they're super ambitious.
Right.
But at the same time, like, what is it all worth? It's his bed and his little Bible and reading glasses. Like, everything's reduced to like, wow, it really is a burden and a sacrifice. I love the line where they're determining what are we going to include in the official report of his last day.
Oh.
And the one cardinal says, well, we should include all the meetings to show that he was working to the end. And the other one says, well, it might make us look like we were working a sick man to death.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, that like it's a heavy burden for an old man. And they're all kind of like, oh yeah, like this is not a light work, not a light burden to bear.
Yeah. You and I had talked about this before, but I do feel that, at least for me personally, I need to watch movies twice.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm going to talk about them, because my first initial reaction to Conclave was it's a little slower, and I get the story, but once I had like the groundwork of the story, I was able to go back and see those little nuances.
Yeah.
Which added a lot to how I viewed the film. I think I initially rated on Letterboxd as like a 3 or 3.5 or something.
Yeah.
But after going back and watching it, and like this was a lot of these things were super intentional that I just like you can't get on the first watch through. And it really that brings a lot more meaning to me, and I appreciate it more.
Yeah. It's one that I would definitely want to rewatch. I felt when I watched it, I was really focused on the whodunit or the mystery.
It's because of that freaking cello, dude. That that something's going to happen.
It's the cello, and there's machinations. There's like schemes, and you're like trying to get to the bottom of it. And the ultimate mystery is like it's cool, but it's not what the movie's about, I think.
And I think, honestly, we could probably talk about spoilers.
Sure.
It's been out for a year.
Yeah.
And
when it's published, will
it
society
could be
even
year.
exist? Will archaeologists be finding this field recorder and like, what were these a-holes talking about type stuff things?
So, I mean, I go and I watch like video essays on movies, and if it's a movie that I have not seen, I'm like, I just don't watch that.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this or you're watching this and you're thinking, I would like to watch Conclave and not have any spoilers, you have tuned into the wrong thing.
Here we are. Spoilers from here on out.
Yeah, so strictly spoilers. The person that gets the big mystery is there's this new cardinal that comes into town, and he was appointed by the Pope, and he's like a what's the terminology? It's like multi-sexual, not like a.
He's intersex.
Intersex.
So he's born externally male, and then in his 30s, I think he says, finds out that he has internally ovaries and a uterus.
Yeah.
Which comes as a great shock to Lawrence, who finds out, and then Lawrence decides that like he's just going to keep this secret.
Keep it quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was like a very soft. If we're talking like narratively, it was a very soft progression because the new Pope is someone who's like intersex, and it's typically just all male all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know, like. Yeah, for me, I just thought like, what's the big deal? So it's like it's all just internal,
right?
Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is interesting because it's like, what's the big deal? But
there was a lot of people that was a big deal.
But everything it is, like in Catholicism, when you're dealing with tradition, everything is a big deal, right? And there definitely is, to an extent that I think was a little bit over the top, these very conflicting views about the right way to take the church forward.
Yeah.
That was maybe one complaint, or not even complaint, but one thing I noticed is the traditionalists were so traditionalist that it was kind of funny, and the liberals were so liberal that it was kind of funny. Like, it seemed like we really have to be very clear about drawing these distinctions.
Yeah.
And it might not, like, I would imagine in reality there might be a little bit more nuance and a little bit more discourse between those parties in the church. I don't know what it's like or how accurate it is, but it was super interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely a line that was drawn where people are like, these people are for progression, these people are for tradition. Mm-hmm. And we're going to illustrate that in the most polarized way.
Yeah, and like kind of make this the Tedesco. So there's a cardinal named Tedesco who represents the traditionalist, ultra-conservative kind of side of the Catholic Church.
Wants to have
wants the liturgy in Latin. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, he just wants everything in Latin. Wants to bring it back to Italy because
Italian
Vatican
Pope.
City's in Italy.
Yeah, but then let's also make him casually racist. I was kind of like, I don't know. It seemed like, I don't know. It was interesting. They didn't really pull punches either because they also they show what was the Aldo.
Stanley
Tucci's character. Yeah. He's positioned very early as very progressive,
right?
Very common sense and very idealistic, but he also falls to sort of ambition. Like, he ends up kind of making deals behind the scenes to try and push his candidacy forward after claiming he doesn't want to be pope.
Yeah, very adamant. Like, I don't want this. But as soon as it comes back that he doesn't have as many votes as he anticipated, or that people were saying he would probably get, because he's in his liberal echo chamber, then he gets mad. He gets mad at Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes, and is like, I can't believe how ambitious you are that you took away from my vote. He's like, everyone really wants to be pope, and so
and there's also the insinuation that he was in on it with Tremblay, with
John
Lithgow's character, right? Because Lawrence insinuates that basically he got your support in exchange for being the papal Secretary of State.
Yeah.
It was super interesting. What I really was fascinated by was Dean Lawrence, his sort of spiritual journey. Mm-hmm. You can tell he has a connection to the late Pope, but also is struggling with faith, and he's just so tightly wound. The first one of the first shots of the movie is him grasping his
little hat
cap. And then it's a shot of his creased forehead, and it's just man, this guy has got the weight of the world on his shoulders. He certainly falls on the more progressive side, but is also questioning the church, and he mentions his own kind of struggles with prayer. What did you make of his sort of spiritual journey and kind of where he ends up?
I think that was one of the things that I really liked. The intrigue, that's kind of the hook. It's there's something that could be the downfall of the church.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that gets butts in seats. But the thing that I really liked was Dean Lawrence.
Yeah.
Right? I really liked his journey because that was something that I think I've dealt with, probably you've dealt with.
Yeah.
Anyone that's a human, as you learn and grow, you start to get to a point where you're wondering am I doing these things just for the sake of doing them, or do I actually subscribe to these things?
Yeah.
So I actually really liked that, and the way they illustrated it, I actually wrote that down. I thought that was really cool. In the elevator, you see him gripping his cap, and as soon as you hear boom, then he very quickly puts his cap on.
Yeah.
I need to.
He's I'm in.
I need to
orthodoxy
mode.
I
need to do my thing, and And I really like that. One of my favorite lines actually was his little was it the hominy? What do you? I don't.
Yeah,
I grew up. We didn't
homily.
Homily.
The homily is
we
the
never
little,
use that
Yeah.
in the Mormon Church. We don't know what. I don't know. What
We don't
that
know
means.
anything.
Yeah.
We
but
just
in
know
his-
about golden scriptures. I don't know why I didn't
Yeah,
accent for that.
But that was very appropriate.
I guess so.
But his speech before they began the election, I thought that was really cool. He said, "Certainty is the enemy of unity, and it's the enemy of tolerance," which I think it's right in the middle. He's not necessarily saying we need to be traditional, we need to be progressive, but like to be so certain, as you pointed out, to be on very clearly in one camp or the other camp. It's like that is the downfall of unity and tolerance, and I would even say like progression.
Right.
Is if you're not willing to entertain the other side or see that there are reasons why the other side is on that other side, then you're not going to be unified. Which I really liked. I liked that message, and you saw him, to the best of his ability, try to get other people to think openly.
Yeah. Yeah. I loved that scene. May God grant us a pope who doubts was such a cool line.
Who sins
and carries on
and
or
carries
something
on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because even as he's continually claiming like I don't want the papacy, and when he's trying to argue Father Benitez out of voting for him, you see why Father Benitez is voting for him, because he does have that doubt, because he's not convinced of anything.
Yeah.
He's doing the work it takes to try and come to the right outcome.
Yeah.
It's super, super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good movie. If you've seen it once and you're like, meh, I don't agree with these guys, go watch it again.
Yeah.
Go watch it again, and I think you'll gain a greater appreciation for it.
Here's another thing I wanted to ask you about: the turtles.
Oh,
what is the significance of the turtles? So, as a reminder, when he first comes to talk to Benitez, Benitez is like...
He's out in the courtyard.
He's in the courtyard, and these turtles wandering around, and Benitez says, "Oh, they're so clever." And Lawrence says, "Well, they just kind of wander off and get run over." Yeah. Anyway, so there's this little shot of the turtle, and then right at the end, after Lawrence finds out that Benitez is intersex and kind of decides, I'm going to keep this secret, he sees the turtle like wandering through the chapel.
Oh, right.
And he takes it back to the pond. And then I think the next shot is him seeing the nuns come out of the cloister and like start laughing, and then anyway. Yeah. So did you remember the turtles? Surprise turtles.
Yeah.
Surprise turtle count goes to 1. Turtle count. Gosh.
Turtle count.
Turtle count. Surprise turtle count, guys.
Yeah, I actually didn't see. This is why I love discussing movies, because I've seen the movie twice.
Yeah.
I saw the turtles a few times. I didn't even stop to think.
The shot of
maybe there's significance to this.
The shot of the turtle in the chapel at the end was so jarring that I was like, they got it. Somebody meant something with this.
Yeah.
And so I very clued into okay, what does this mean? And I've been thinking about that a lot.
You are more clever than I. Yeah. What's like your take? Because one, I didn't even think about that. If I were to just a snap decision, what am I thinking about the turtles? It'd probably be like turtles come out of their shell, and where that was something that Benitez, the new pope, where he said like, oh, I really like these turtles. That was something of like turtles, come out of the shell. They can choose to hide and to be safe.
Yeah.
Or they can choose to emerge and potentially put themselves in danger, but they're able to move. They're able to go somewhere. That is my very first thought.
This is very good.
But
for a knee-jerk thought, that was...
For a knee-jerk thought.
That was...
So, yeah. Did you have any... What were your insights? Your thoughts on
I thought about that, something a little bit similar, like in terms of like how it represents Benitez. Kind of where I landed, I think, is the fact that you have the turtles in the broader, like in the church. Mm-hmm. It's like a home within a home. And I thought about like how Lawrence and really all the cardinals and every person of faith has this little secret home. Like you carry your own faith with you, no matter where you are in the world. So the idea that inside this giant monolithic institution, there are all these private versions of faith and private secrets, private
like agendas,
convictions. That everyone, like, ultimately, like, whatever your faith is to you is something you bring along with yourself.
Yeah.
And I thought of that in the context of the secret that he's keeping for Benitez, that, like, yeah, I'll be a turtle in the church, but ultimately, like, I have control over what's inside my little shell here.
Yeah. That is really cool. I'm just looking it up now. The director said that this is actually setting up the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cinematic universe. Conclave was the... Yeah.
I see.
Because you know that the Ninja Turtles are all named after Renaissance painters.
It all makes sense.
So, yeah. Starts in Italy. They're so I think like Conclave 2, it's going to involve the Shredder, maybe Crane. It is going to be... Those cellos are going to be well-deserved.
What if the explosion was actually not militant extremists, but it was Krang?
Oh man, this is it. We're turning Conclave
in the director's cut. Rather than the window getting blown up, a giant drill comes up out of the floor.
This is the Pope, the turtles.
Yeah.
He Lord, you will suffer eternally.
Krang reference, bing.
And that will just remain one.
Yeah,
for
forever,
time and
forever. Yeah, I'm interested to go back and rewatch and see if any of the turtles are wearing the headbands yet.
Oh,
if they're like the one that he puts back in the pond, you're like, that's Mikey.
Yeah,
that's Michelangelo for sure.
That guy likes to party.
Yeah,
you can tell that turtle conclaves.
It's a little too Raph Fiennes.
A little too. Oh, dude, it's all coming together. Mm-hmm. Wow, this is the conspiracy meme where like Charlie Day's just like pointing at all the things on the back. This is what we're doing right now.
I'm not even going to bring up the fact that there might have been melon at one of those feasts. Big Melon might have got some
big melon, dude.
Dirty hods.
Dirty hod
is what I just said. Dirty hods. That's not a word. I was going to say dirty paws, hands, so I said dirty hods. I am really struggling. Really struggling.
Oh, geez.
Have we reached the most profound portion of our podcast?
Yeah, I think this is we're reaching to the part where if our sound recorder is ever recovered, philosophers will start looking at this section of our podcast and be like, this is the thing that will be immortalized.
Mm-hmm.
If we are to remake Conclave as a Muppet movie, how do we do that?
With great gusto.
What we need to zero on first, who is the human? If we're redoing Conclave...
That's always the touchstone for the Muppet conversation. Who is the human?
It really does. I mean, if you say Stanley Tucci, it's going to change the entire feel of the movie. If you say it's going to be Ray Fiennes, it's going to change everything. So, yeah, who would you cast as the human?
Okay. This might be too minor. Well, no, she's a big role. Isabel Rossellini's character. The nun.
The Sister Agnes?
Sister Agnes.
Okay.
As Isabella Rossellini.
Okay.
She's
the human.
Playing it completely straight.
So yeah, she's kind of, I wouldn't say a minor character, but she's not in every scene.
No, but she plays a very important role, and she's
true.
Very visible. Like, her reactions to stuff, she has very little dialogue. But yeah, she's ever present. And having her as this very kind of stoic internal observer of Muppet shenanigans is pretty funny.
I just think that you have Crazy Train that goes through the entirety of the movie, and then it's all like, then you have a scene with Sister Agnes and like dials it back in.
Yeah.
And then it's like they go to the voting and Animal's like, and that drastically changes the entirety, like the mood of 90% of the film. Where if, this is a perfect example, Ben, because if you would have said, "Oh, it's Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes has to be the human," the tone could stay relatively similar.
True, which is also fun. That was my first thought. Is it's got to be Rafe, because Rafe and Muppets just seems incredible.
Yeah,
but having her as the lone human observer, trying to keep a straight face as the Muppets are like having a food fight that all the nuns have prepared. Just incredible stuff.
I do like that.
You have the obvious choice is Kermit is the dean.
Uh-huh.
Because he's got a moral center,
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Sam Eagle.
Oh, I've been waiting for Sam Eagle.
We've got to have.
We need to have Sam. Okay, yes. I'm going to push back on the Kermit thing because I feel he even has the hairline.
It's true. He can pull it off.
So if this is dream casting, I would cast Sam Eagle for this breakout role where he is the main character as
That's true.
Dean Lawrence.
He's not really had much time in the spotlight.
He's always a side character.
Yeah, him as being just like a super scrupulous, and we get to see a new dramatic side of Sam experiencing doubt. Because he is so outwardly
he's very
devout.
Very devout to his country. And so what a risk.
What a
for
risk
Sam
for
Eagle
him.
to
For
take.
real.
Yeah.
This is like
to break out of the typecasting that Sam Eagle has been in, to cast him as Dean Lawrence in Conclave, I think is the best move.
Imagine shot for shot the sequence where the dean breaks into the Pope's room.
Oh,
but
yes.
With Sam Eagle. It's just like 5 solid minutes of Sam Eagle rifling around. Or the scene where he's just like has a come apart and is just like violently weeping at his bed, but it's just Sam Eagle. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Okay. So we've got let's do it as quick as we can.
Okay.
Let's just cast the major players. So we've got the dean. Tedesco. The Italian cardinal traditionalist.
I would love to see. I mean, if this is breakout role for people, obviously this movie was stacked with some very seasoned actors. So let's pivot. Let's go different. I think we could bring in Sweetums, the giant human-sized hairy monster.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love you guys.
Yeah.
He could to hear him speak Italian and to saying like we need to get back to like tradition. And just the overall fuzziness of him, I feel really works.
I love it, but I'm going to take it a step further. Okay. There's the dinner scene where Tedesco makes the point that all these, so Ray Fiennes is saying the church unites these people from different walks of life and different races and nationalities, and Tedesco makes the point that but everybody's kind of finds their clique, right?
Yeah.
Here's all the Italians sitting together. Here's all the Africans. What if it's like just a bunch of Sweetums that are just like all the Italian cardinals are just Sweetum-esque. They're just giant hairy guys.
Or to have him make the argument like everyone finds their clique and it's just him and a bunch of chickens.
Oh, a bunch of chickens.
So it's like he's not like he's like I'm with my people, and it's someone that he is clearly not even related to. Could be a very Muppet-esque joke.
That's true.
A very dry
That's
humor
very
joke.
good. Sweetums. Oh my gosh. Line for line dialogue.
The center cannot hold. Oh, perfecto. That's perfecto. The abyss calls out.
Incredible. Okay, so Sweetums is Tedesco.
We have John Lithgow's character
Tremblay.
Kind of
a little sleazy.
A little sleazy.
You know from the start that he's up to something.
Yeah.
When he tells Lawrence like, "Oh, we didn't want to like tell you immediately because we wanted to work out the details," you're like, yeah, he's up to no good.
Yeah, or like
the Trinity killer.
I had a conversation with the Holy Father. Like, well, what did you talk about? That's private.
It was private. It was so nice and sacred.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Lithgow.
Who's a sleazy Muppet?
Who is a sleazy? I mean,
and we're thinking breakout roles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who needs their time in the hot sun?
Oh, you know what? There's that one dude. He kind of looks like a space alien, but I don't know his name actually. So this is how little he's known. But in the Muppets movie with like Walter and they're trying to save the theater. He's the other bad guy with the bear, like maniacal laugh, and he kind of looks like a dragon type.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
doesn't he have like a little like
He's like
stringy
purple
stuff on his chin?
Yeah, he's like purple. He's got like this stringy beard and almost like an alligator.
Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Casting him as Tremblay
As
is so good
Tremblay.
because again, you're just immediately like, nope, can't trust this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tremblay is name pending.
What is his name? Wait, his name is Uncle Deadly? wait a second. Okay, this is from the Disney Wiki. His name is Uncle Deadly.
Uncle Deadly.
So,
but okay, so he's they're like Cardinal Deadly.
yeah. So Cardinal Deadly is Tremblay, the favorite to get.
That is amazing. Okay, Stanley Tucci's character Aldo, the progressive. I don't want it, but secretly wants it.
Yeah.
Because he has such a heavy speaking role, I want to say Beaker, just because the dialogue would be so funny.
And everyone just has to interpret like me, me. That's right. His view on homosexuals is skewed.
Yeah. That's not that whole scene where Tucci's talking to all the popes that are campaigning for him, and it's just Beaker going off, just making noises for like 30 seconds, and they're like,
monologue.
all right, I'll take the Africans. Or he's just like, and they're like, don't bring up women, and he's like, like you just have the subtitles of like, I want my platform to be very clear. I will not change my views to sway my brethren.
And then I don't know if you watch things in the subtitles, but when I did, and people were saying like they would start speaking Latin, it just said speaking in Latin. So it'd be really funny. It's like we have subtitles to a point where it's like me, like to be very clear, and then it just says like
Speaking in
Beaker speaking in Beaker.
Beaker exclaims.
That would be amazing. I think we got him.
Okay. Now, one thing we haven't talked about is the scheme against Father Adeyemi. So Adeyemi is an African cardinal, and
They bring
Tremblay,
in a nun.
Tremblay arranges to send this nun in who had a romantic relationship with Adeyemi when he was younger to destroy his reputation.
Yes.
I don't want to make light of that situation, but I want to say it's Gonzo and the nun is a chicken.
And Louise. Like it's always like
it's always Louise, yeah.
I do think that has to happen.
Yeah.
Especially the conversation with Sammy, like, you should have just like fed the child. He's like,
he was raised in a coop. He was raised in a coop home. He's a good egg.
Raised in a coop home.
Well, because he was raised in a Christian
I
home.
got you. But imagine, like, this is I've just proven the value of Rossellini because Isabella Rossellini, stately, elegant, comforting a chicken in distress. Louise the chicken wearing a habit is just.
I think we've got it.
Chef's kiss. I think we've got it. Is there anyone else? There's one. It's Lawrence's kind of like right-hand man who's able to leave the sequester. I think his name is Ray. He's one of the few characters he calls by his first name.
Yeah, he like goes and finds the documents.
He's the one that's like like trying to uncover all the various secrets and plots. Who's that?
Gosh.
Could it
I feel like maybe we have to include Kermit. Or unless you had an idea, just because Kermit's like, I don't know if this is the right term, but like the Muppet sex appeal. Like Kermit's the one that like clues everyone in that it's a Muppet movie.
Yeah, he's putting butts in seats.
Yeah. So even if he's there, you're like, I don't know, the document's gonna say otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, to have that, I feel like you have to get Kermit in there.
Kermit has to be in there, and maybe Piggy does too.
Yeah. I mean, there's only nuns.
There's only Agnes really that's like.
But we're not replacing Sister Agnes. We can't. Changes.
No.
We've already agreed it changes the entire tone of the movie.
What if Father Benitez is Miss Piggy?
Oh my gosh. So the new pope that gets elected, and the big secret is that he's intersex. Is
Miss Piggy, and the secret is
Piggy.
the secret is she's a pig.
Yeah.
And it's very clear, but for some reason she makes this revelation,
and that's the big reveal. Yeah. And Sam Eagle's like, "Well, we're going to keep this private. No one can know." That's it.
All right.
We've completed the entire casting of Conclave, and I do feel that if they were to remake it and use our suggestions as is, it would be a movie.
It would certainly be a film. It would be.
I would watch it.
It would probably garner similar acclaim to Conclave for different reasons.
Yeah, people would still be upset about it, but they'd be upset for different reasons. Like Sam Eagle for the main person. Come on.
Yeah, at that point, like you're no longer even worried about religious offense or historical accuracy. You're just like, well, I think that should have been Kermit.
Yeah.
The scenes where they're actually voting, you can just pack with Muppets.
Exactly.
And all the dinner scenes.
It's the Muppet Show where everyone's just in the corner. A lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
The Electric Mayhem is just playing in the background.
How do we incorporate Statler and Waldorf?
Oh. I feel like they're just
They're just a couple of like grouchy cardinals.
Couple of grouchy cardinals that when someone gets up and says like, "I'm casting my vote," and they just make some sarcastic remark like, "Make sure to put on the plate before you dump it in the globe." Oh.
On the plate before you dump it in the globe.
That's what they do. They put on the little plate.
I love that.
And then they tip the plate into the globe.
Plate, dump it in the globe.
Yeah.
I love it. I would love to see them in investments. Oh my gosh. Muppets.
Statler and Waldorf with the big old, those, for those in our listening audience, you're gaining a lot.
Yeah. You know the thing that looks like this?
The
Popey hats.
The Popey hats.
The big Popey hats. What I was curious about, this is a complete non sequitur, but there were some of the Cardinals that got cooler, different hats that were like, is this like, he's got like Eastern Orthodox flair?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you notice that?
I did.
There was like, here's all the Popey hats, and then one guy would have like black beret.
Yeah, and there'd be like beard. Like they had beard. Some people had beards and stuff. I wonder if it's a cultural thing.
Have you seen the real life picture from the most recent conclave of the one cardinal wearing a bucket hat?
No,
it's dope.
But I will look it up.
I'll show it to you because it's like just a sea of like the red. What are they called? Habits?
Robes? Thingies?
Sorry, Catholics. We just have
our Utah
Old
culture
Navy
showing
white shirts. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like the sea of red, and they're all wearing these red caps, and then just like a tan fishing hat. It's so cool.
That's amazing. I'm looking that up.
I love it. I want to see Leo in a White Sox cap at some point.
That would be pretty dope.
Just for 2 seconds.
That'd be pretty dope, Pope.
Pretty dope, Pope.
All right, Ben. Well, this was fun.
It was indeed. Watch your top knot.
That's what we'll end on. Watch your top knot, everybody.
Bye.